The lighting is odd. I'm so sorry. I'm too pale, in all honesty, to even be near like natural lit lighting. Such a gloomy day, but we're just gonna have to suck it up because I don't have anything better. But today, did I say hello properly? Hello. So today I'm going to be depotting shadows. I'm actually pretty nervous. I'm about to actually go get lunch and come back and eat and then do this. But I wanted to go ahead and film the intro before I did that while I'm like waiting on it for it to be made because I put it on an online order. But whatever, that's too much information. Y'all didn't need to know that. Oh yeah, so today I'm going to be depotting my problematic brands palettes. I'm going to be depotting my Norvina Volume 2. I watched this girl I follow on Twitter's video. Her name is Madeline MUA. I really like her Twitter. She shows a lot of like how to do stuff, and she actually posted a video on how to depot the Norvina palettes, and she made a good point in her video to start with the one that's not your favorite. So yeah, I got this palette from Adept Cosmetics. I'm probably gonna end up like covering it with like, you know, stickers or something, do something fun with it because I just don't like this big logo right here. I'm not a fan. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I'm not a fan. But it's really nice as well. So, don't know what that was. It sounded like a collar. It was weird. I've been hearing weird noises lately. I don't know what's going on. Anywho, I'm not going to be scared. Check it out for me. Okay, but no, if y'all see something behind me or something, like if something weird happens, please comment and tell me. Like, I need to know if like if I gotta get out. If I need to go now, let me know, because I've never had an issue. But like, what is that? I don't understand. But like, there's the weird occurrences that have been happening lately. Like, I can tell y'all, nothing weird. Like, nothing has happened to me. Like, I haven't felt like, I've just felt like I'm just not getting into it. Bobble mind. Okay, so anywho, this palette's kind of cool. It has like two sides to it, you know, so like I can put shadows on this side, and then I can also this side. I can't function right now, obviously. That's as best as we're gonna get. I'm going to open this. I already kind of tried to mess with it a little bit, because literally even trying to see if you could use a box cutter for this, because she used a knife, like a pocket knife. So she said to go, you have to go around and kind of like get this to pop out of the frame. She just kind of went around it with her knife, and that happened. That's a good sound. I remember that sound. Just gotta be careful. I don't want to do it too fast. And that's my problem. I'm impatient. I don't want to do that. I was about to just pop the mirror off. Let me not do that. Okay, I don't want to like hurt myself. They always say don't do knives towards you. I'm like, this is not safe knife techniques. Even though this is a box cutter. I just moved my body, so it's not towards me anymore, but it is still towards my arm. I don't know how to do this safely. Oh my god, I suck.
6.5 hours later.
I don't think this is gonna work. Ah, I lost a nail. Ha ha ha, that's funny. This is why I've been trying to let my nails fall off anyway, because I want to get a different pair of press arms. Here we go. Is that all I had to do this whole time? Was just get underneath one side and then pop it up? Because I could have done that. I could have been done that. Oh my god. You're telling me that's literally all I had to do this whole time? Here we go. Now I might just be able to put my fingers in here. Yep, yep. Here we go. Here we go. I could have just done that the whole time, bro. Literally the whole time. Okay, now it's not coming up a little bit. Oh my god, literally I could have done that this whole time. That's crazy. Okay, some pieces flew off, so I just kind of dumped those. Now I have to separate this from this. which way should I separate it? Okay, so it is that way. Okay. Okay, so now this is the part where I need to go. I'm gonna go open my back door. Didn't like the way I tried to explain this. Literally, it didn't make a single lick of sense. So basically what I was trying to say was that I put the palette packaging underneath me, so if it did create soot, it would fall on it. I ended up moving it. It kind of didn't really do that. Disclaimer, spoiler alert. And then also I said that I had a plate that as I started to take them out of the packaging, I was going to put them on the plate, and then that went on top of a paper towel, and then I covered it with the paper towel to protect them. But that was just basically it. I went really like all around different places to try to explain that, and it just didn't make any sense. There was no way I could cut and make it make sense, so that's why I'm popping in here to explain that. So yeah, let's get with the potting. So first, I guess I'm just going to start with this one. She said do it around the edges for a couple of seconds. She said don't warm it up too much. And then I guess I just try to peel it back. It's kind of hot. And I don't really know how I'm supposed to peel it back. I wonder if I could use this, since it's kind of hot, to kind of like push on it, like push it. Okay, I need to do that more.
A few moments later.
The fact that literally all I had to do was put the box cutter in and just kind of go around it, and it popped right out. Literally, it popped right out. I sat there doing that for so long when I didn't even need to sit there and doing that for so long. So yeah, kind of annoying, but very happy because that did come out. Let me see if this one will. No, that one's not ready. So I do need to do it for a second. Let me close this because I'm a klutz. Okay, so basically what I did was I went around it. I did melt it for a good minute. I got it pretty melted. Kind of went around the border like she said to do. And then went in the center for a second. And then I actually ended up using this because this was just a little bit easier to use than the box cutter. I'm just kind of gonna, I need to be careful because I always lose it during this part. I just kind of twist it and just kind of push on it for a second. Kind of push it up while it dries or while it gets cool. And I'll kind of go in every so often and just do this again. Just because I do think it takes a minute. I think this is not going to be like a quick process. Okay, so now I'm just going to go twist and push. Really just push. Okay, now let me see if I can. All I did was I went around, I kind of tried to get it in the side. And you got to be careful because this is probably where, if you're going to nick your shadow, this is where you're going to do it. So I kind of tried to just hold it still and just get it out. And then my box cutter does that. And then there, just like that. Just like that. Super easy, actually. It's really not that hard. I was just tripping, I think. Okay, now I'm just putting it in there and covering them. Okay, alright, now let's go to the next. Okay, now we go in. Just push. This just, I feel like, kind of prompts the glue to push off of it a little bit easier. Just go in and do it again. I would say this would probably be easier with like a blowtorch, more than likely. This one's already ready. I didn't even close this. Haha, that's not good. And then I kind of just try to get it. What I try to do is get it to where I can get it in the middle of the shadow, and then, oop, Pop it right out. This is fun. I can't wait to do this to my other palettes. Sorry, I can like only see my microwave. I can't wait to do this to my other palettes. This is really fun, actually. The lighter does get hot. You kind of have to wait a second in between a few of them. The fumes aren't really terrible. I don't know if it's maybe because I don't have a full sense of smell, probably, but the fumes aren't awful for me. But I feel like if you're someone who's sensitive to smells, this might not be, oh shoot, I've just been sticking my finger in that shimmer this whole time. This might not be something that you want to do. I'm not even gonna lie. Woo! On the top row, almost done. And then I'll speed through the rest. I just kind of wanted y'all to see this full straight through. I press on the top and the center the most, kind of those top corners the most. Let me actually show you what I'm doing this way. So, it's hot. So I heat up the sides the most and then the top. And then I'll hit that middle and this just for a second. And then I'll kind of go back to the sides and then I'll do the top a little bit more. And then when I go on it and push it, kind of just push like right here at these edges, because that's kind of, yeah, I feel like that just does it the best. And that just makes it to where you can literally just pop this right in there and just slide it. Sorry, it's on the corner, it's kind of hot. And that's how I've been holding it this whole time. And then you can just pop it on in there and just kind of slide it in the middle and pop it out. Oh, this one's not coming. I may have to hit it for a couple more seconds. There we go. See? Boop. All right, one more down. Let's try to finish this before I have to leave and go pick up my mom. All right. Because I just laid it all over the floor. Oh my god. I hate my life. Oh no. Those were some of my favorites. Gosh darn it. Now the floor is glittery. Okay, so I just need a better grip on this because that sucks. I'm really actually sad about that because I thought I was going to make it through this with no broken shades and I just lost 3 of them at once. So that really kind of pisses me off. So I'm just going to finish it and try to calm down because that really just made me so mad. I'm so upset about this. I'm not doing it towards that direction anymore. Sorry y'all, y'all can't see. Y'all can't see what I'm doing because that just really upset me. I'm about to have to quit because this is just, I'm getting really, like I'm getting, they were right when they said depotting wasn't for the faint of heart because literally I'm getting upset. I'm getting very upset. Okay, I think that one might be ready now. This one's just breaking. I lost a little of that one. That's fine though. Okay, the shimmer I lost isn't my favorite blue shimmer. It's just the regular blue shimmer. I got the one I wanted, which was the one with the gold reflux. So I'm not even mad because I started thinking about it and I was like, did I lose the shimmer that I like? And honestly, this was kind of like a really pukey purple shimmer. I kind of didn't even like it. This one I'm kind of sad about, but I have so many like Chardonnay colored like shimmers, so I'm not really like mad. I just wanted to save the matte colors. Those were like the colors that really like, because I don't have a lot of blues, so this is kind of like my most blue palette. So like I'm kind of not terrible, I'm not super like upset that I lost those shimmers, but I'm still sad because I really thought I would be able to say like I did this and I didn't lose any shadows. But I started, I'm sorry y'all had to see me be mad for a second. I'm very much a perfectionist, so when I like don't do things perfectly, it kind of makes me like very upset. So the fact that I lost them kind of just made me really upset. But I'm not gonna let my grip get lost anymore. I think it's just because there's not a lot of room to grab and it's kind of hot at the same time. So it's kind of just, it's difficult to have a grip on, if we're being honest. Like, this is not something, if you don't have a good grip on things, like me, you shouldn't be doing this. Like me, I shouldn't be doing this. But am I gonna do it? Yeah, because I love hopping on trends. Duh. That one came out so smooth. The way I'm not even gonna bother trying to get those out of here. The ones that I lost. They're going in the garbage with the rest of the palette. Let me hold it like this while I'm doing this because it's kind of hot. Nobody's home. It's you and me, you alone. Let me get copyrighted because I sound so much like Melanie Martinez. My hands are like so colorful now. Apparently these are harder to do because they're pressed pigments. So they're like a little bit, I guess, of a different like texture. So when you like crack them, it's really easy to crack them. Okay, so not gonna even bother with this one. All right, so we're gonna go straight to C2.
One eternity later.
Oh, like we're on the last one. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything about it, but we're on the last one. We're on this black. Part of me kind of doesn't even want to take this black because there's a black in the volume 1, and now I'm just gonna have like 2 blacks. But I mean, I feel like you can never have enough black shadows because that's something that you can always use, but I really don't use it. I really don't use black very much. So, I mean, I haven't touched this one personally, so I may put this in a palette to give to somebody else. I'm not really sure. I'm kind of just gonna depot them and then organize them later. Like, I might do like a whole video on that itself because I have like, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know if I want to keep them by like palette and then do like Roy G. Biv, like just color, I guess, color code it. Not color code. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. Read my mind, please. But I think I'm just gonna put it in the color order that I want it. Got it. All right. And now we are done. All right, so we only lost 3 shadows. Good, go us. First palette I've ever done depotting, and I did this and I only lost 3 shadows. Everything is pretty much also still intact other than like a little bit of like, oh, I just poked that one. Other than like a little bit of like surface loss, everything is pretty much still intact. So I'm actually pretty happy. I saved all of the shimmers that I wanted. The shimmers that I lost were shimmers that I didn't really care about that probably would have ended up never being used anyway. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. I'm gonna organize them in this and then I'll show you what it looks like all done, and then obviously I'll change it around as I do the other palettes, but we'll just go ahead and do this one in the color order and then I'll show y'all when I'm done. Yep, this is after depotting volume 2. Everything's still pretty much intact and I am very satisfied. So yeah, I'm just recording with my phone right now because I just decided I'm just gonna update like as I do each palette and do like an update, like add to the video as I go. So I just did my volume 4, no casualties. I will show y'all where I pricked some shadows, but I actually repressed them while they were hot with the pressed pigments, and I saved every single one of them. And I think I nicked like 2 shimmers, but those are pretty easy to repress anyway, so you really don't have an issue with the shimmers, but it's really the pressed pigments you need to worry about. But like I really only had like a little bit of minor like little nicks, so I just got every shadow out of this one. Every single shadow, literally every pan. And I actually did switch to, I started using this, and it does heat it up a little bit faster. It's a little bit easier. Your fingers don't get too hot. And I did start using a pocket knife instead. This still works, but it's just,
I just got tired of switching. I decided this was just a little smaller and a little easier to use, and this just wasn't so long. It was very easy to take it out of that. It was really easy to take it out of this part with the pocket knife instead of the box cutter. So pocket knife is definitely a better option. I'm about to do my volume 3 today as well. Go ahead and get that out of the way, and then I will update y'all. And volume 1 is gonna be last because that's my favorite, so I don't want to lose any of that. But I think I have a pretty good technique going on now. Like, I literally got every single shade, so I think I'm doing a pretty good job. So definitely try this technique if you're gonna depot your Norvina palettes. It's really simple to do. Volume 3 done. I sped through this one. This one was like the easiest one to do. Minor Casualty on my favorite shade. It did that while I was popping it out of the main palette. That one, and then that one started to kind of come apart. But other than that, everything actually went really well. This palette was the easiest to do because I kept heating it up hot enough to where when I just pressed it, because you can see where I've been poking it, I go around the whole pan to poke it out. Some of them, when I was just pressing them, like I did it on the top and then I did it on like around it and then I did it in the middle, and I guess it was hot enough that it just popped right out like an ice tray, like an ice cube tray. But it was fairly easy. This one was probably the easiest that I've done so far. Update, this is it organized before volume 1 is added, and oh my gosh, it's already so pretty. Like, I don't even really need to move the plastic, it's clear, but like, it's just so pretty. You really do have to be careful with these shades though, because they do tend to flake really bad once you've removed them. So like, you do have to be like really careful with them. But other than that, I'm happy. Currently in the middle of depotting my volume 1, and while I was depotting, these 3 shades popped out of their pan while it was in the thing, so I had to like literally repress them. Like, I had to like put them back together and just repress them. I've got them where they're staying though. Like, I flipped them over and nothing's coming out, so I think it'll be okay. But like, that's just, I don't even know what happened. Like, I wasn't even rough with it. I really wasn't even rough with it. I took it out, you know, gently and everything, but they just, when I was taking them out, they just fell out. Like, they literally just fell out of the metal pan. I had to get the metal pan out to repress it. So yeah, I guess that is something to be weary of. Just be aware. That's the first time that's happened to me, but this is the oldest one that I have and the most used. Obviously, it's super dirty, but yeah, but I repressed them because this is the one I wanted to save all the shades in, but it may look like I may not be able to save all the shades, so that was really upsetting. But yeah, hopefully that'll be okay. Hopefully they'll survive that way. Yeah, we're just gonna pray. Right, so this one gave me the absolute most trouble. I think the only ones that didn't fall out of their pans was this one and the blue. Everything else, oh no, this one didn't. I think this one did. One of the yellows didn't. But literally everything else, all of the pressed pigments literally fell out of their pans. I had to repress them all except for like 3 or 4. The shimmers did fine, they were fine, but like, as you can see, like, these just literally came straight out of their pans before I even could get the glue to separate. And the glue also was really not separating. Like, I was like literally pushing on some of these and it would push the actual pan out before the glue, it wouldn't even it would push the pan out, and then the pan would still just be stuck in the center. So I don't know if I just didn't hit the center enough, what I was doing. I don't really know what I did differently with this one because I used the same technique I used the whole time. So just be wary because that can happen. But I mean, I did repress them and I think they're fine. Like this one, ignore how gross my hands look. Like this one's probably one of the more questionable ones. I can hold it upside down and like shake it and nothing comes out, so I think they're okay. I think I might spray them with alcohol, see if that'll help make them set a little bit more, but I'm really upset about that because this was like my favorite palette, so I didn't want to lose any of the shades, but I feel like I lost every single one of them. But I'm gonna go through and like kind of repress them with a paper towel just a little bit harder, make sure they're gonna stay. But yeah, like, I don't know what happened, but I just wanted to tell y'all that happened with this one, and this was the same technique I used. It just, volume 1 gave me a lot harder every time than the other ones, so I don't really know why though. And that's it organized. This is the complete, all of the big Norvinas. I will do a totally separate video on the minis, and I'm gonna add them kind of in their own rainbow order. But yeah, so this is it completed. I will update if any of the shadows that I repressed like fall out, because I kind of have a feeling they will. But it was really just volume 1 that gave me the hardest time. This one, most of them did pretty well, but that volume 1 palette just was not having it with me. But hopefully it'll stay intact and everything will be fine. I might just give it one little spritz of alcohol, let it kind of sit and dry, see if everything kind of holds together. But you know, yeah, that's that. And I'm gonna kind of close it, kind of pick it up and move it around, see if anything breaks real quick. I have eyeshadow all over my neck, I just realized. I guess I was touching myself all the whole time. I just wanted to do my outro on my phone because I kind of just don't even feel like getting my camera and doing all that. So yeah, I closed it. I might have to toss this second black. I'm not gonna lie, I think it's gonna fall out of the pan. I think if anything, that's gonna be the one that falls out of the pan, because I kind of closed it and it kind of sprinkled on the other shadows. So I'm just gonna be really careful with this. Basically, this probably won't be like my #1 palette that I'm gonna try to travel with. But no, it's definitely like a work of art. Like I love this so much. It's so pretty, like the world's most perfect rainbow palette. In all honesty, like I will never have to reach for another palette again with just this one. But I can't wait to add like the minis. I think that'll be like a nice little touch at the bottom, take away that extra space. Hopefully I won't lose any shades. Hopefully they'll all kind of stay intact. I'm not gonna lie, this kind of made me realize how similar a lot of the palettes actually were, but it also did make me realize how cohesive they all were together. So I definitely think they were great palettes. Very tragic that the brand is the brand that it is. They were amazing palettes. Like I definitely appreciate all of them together. This is how they should have started instead of being like 4 palettes. It should have just been one big one. But that's just my opinion. But I like this a lot more than having them all separated. So I'm very happy with it. I hope you guys liked this. I hope the technique works for you. Just be wary. Be careful. They're pressed pigment, so they're a little bit more harder to repress. They kind of, when they crumble, I have it on my head too. Wow, I just have eyeshadow all over me. When they're ready to crumble, they're just kind of ready to crumble. So when you repress them, I would use a paper towel and kind of go like really hard, like with your thumbs all around the pan, kind of just doop, 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 you know, and repress it down in there if you have a casualty with a matte. That was actually the first casualties with mattes I had ever had with the volume 1. So I don't really know why that happened. I don't know if volume 1 is just a different, I don't know if like the shadows are different. I don't know if it has anything to do with the fact that that was my oldest one, my most used one. Maybe that had something to do with it. Maybe I beat it up a little too much and they kind of were already falling out of the pans, and then me just trying to depot them, you know, was just too much for it. But I did get most of them repressed. I didn't lose very, because they literally fell like clean out of the pan and then broke when they landed. So it wasn't like they came out in pieces. It was like they fell out. Most of them fell out just clean, and I was just able to just repress it real quick. But some of them I had to like break down and try to repress it. But for the most part, I think I pretty much got them repressed. You just need a lot of pressure, so you just kind of have to put like your whole body, upper body strength in there when you're trying to repress. But other than that, I didn't have any issues. Hopefully this technique works for y'all. I'm gonna do the minis in a totally different video. That'll probably be next. Love you guys. Hope you guys take this technique and it works for you. Comment if you have any struggles like I did with volume 1 or just any of the palettes. Let me know what your hardest palette was. Mine was definitely volume 1. My easiest palette was definitely volume 4. That was the second one I did. That was my easiest palette that I did. Volume 2 could have been easy if I didn't throw it across the room. Hope y'all got a laugh out of that. But so basically only 3 casualties. That was an accident. And then all of the mattes, except for like 3 for volume 1. And so yeah, we made it work. And I will continue to make it work. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that this technique works for you. So thank you. Hope to see you guys next time. Bye.
Loving you like money is the play. Money into hundreds, now we pay.